Hi guys, I'm D Lunatic, the dedicated lunatic. Always play with dedication. My Instagram is in the description. I'm an action figure collector telling a story across the action figure multiverse. I'm really excited to show you this vintage Ninja Turtle vehicle. This is the HQ headquarters playset, released in 2006, retailing for around 60 bucks. I'm gonna show you a couple views of it, and then we'll move on to the box art. So this is the side view. Do note 3 missiles here. This is kind of the front view. There are turtles inside, but we'll get there. Oops, missile by the fire. All right. So I'm really glad that something this old still has spring-loaded missiles that are still firing. But 3 here, 3 here, and this little guy up top is 2. And I like to keep it folded down, shooting from the rear, because hey, they have all these guns at the front, but nothing fires at the rear. And this side. Now we're going to go into the box art next. So, and I'm fortunate, like, for it being 2004, for me to get something still with the box and almost fresh out the box, you're not going to get much better than that as a collector. Okay, here's the box art. This is literally what you see in the toy aisle at the last minute when you've probably seen a commercial for the toy, but you know, you haven't seen it. This is it. And I feel this is really great. I feel it sells the toy at the last moment. Remember, these were still very much aimed for kids, so you have to show the action features, and right here they're showing off the missiles firing, and it has 6 missiles, and in base mode it's gonna have 2 more missiles. But let's keep this moving pretty quick, because the box has some stuff that I like, but I really feel they had some wasted space. So I'm going to show you some other stuff on the back of the box. I'm going to show you this, and you're going to get a different view of that, like right now. Here's the side view of the box. So this is it in base form, vehicle form, and it's the same on both sides. The bottom of the box is all blue, and this is it. This is the back. The back has the most details on it, and it says it has a secret cockpit. And I have 4 turtles in there right now. I probably could squeeze an extra one if I really wanted to, but I'll go into that when I open it up. This is the base. We're going to set that up at some point. This part is the whole reason I bought it. Now, what that is in the show, this the Hover headquarters, and it was never referred to as the Hover headquarters in the TV show. It was referred to as the Hover shell. And they consider this to be the Hover shell, and this to be the Hover headquarters, and this to be the Hyper shell. So in that regard, I kind of see where they were going for. They wanted to save the Hover official name for when it's combined. And I really only bought this. I bought this one because of this. This one I love. It's probably one of my coolest toys as far as vehicles go. And there's a bunch of reviews about this. There were no reviews about the Hover headquarters, and I kind of know why after getting it. It has some technicalities, but if you want, I'll do a review of it in that form, because I couldn't find any reviews on that either. So I went ahead, just bought this, said boom, buy it, do a review, so people know what they're getting if they go to buy it. Oh, so in the headquarters form, you'll have a little battle area, a training dummy, the zip line. I may not put the zip line up, and you have a tower. This over here talks about how the turtles got transported into a different time. This goes into the Hover headquarters a little bit. The Hover shell was their main form of transport. They didn't really use the Hyper shell. it was kind of a side element, but wherever they went, they always took the hover shell. The last shot I'm going to give you is going to be this one. And it's not too bad. It gives you the basics, boom, boom, boom. And it's not a bad box. It's bright. If you're a kid and you see it, I can definitely see you saying, hey, I want that. So this is the vehicle in vehicle mode. This is the HQ headquarters in vehicle mode. And for the record, in the TV show, they never really trained in it. They did have a headquarters that looked kind of like a danger room type of layout, but they never specified it was part of their ship. So I think they just kind of said, hey, what can we do to make this fun? And they kind of got creative with their layout. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring out the turtles and go into a little bit about them. And I'm gonna transform it. I'm gonna start transforming into its base. You will not see me go through the whole transformation, but you will start seeing the issues I have with it. For the record, it has rolling wheels, so that's always good, even though it doesn't need wheels considering it's a hovercraft. So this is how you get in. And allow me to introduce to you our turtles. This is Leonardo, team leader, in his SWAT gear. This is Donatello, the local brains, Raphael. Now, I'm sure you're going to notice they are noticeably different, but I'm going to get into that, don't worry. And Mikey. Seems we're a little out of frame. No worries. We'll put you to the side. Bring you. Boom. Almost. Mikey, work with me. All right, cool. All right, so Donatello and Leonardo are part of the actual same line that these toys came out in based on the 2003 series. And if you didn't have the Ninja Turtles when they originally came out in the 80s, you probably wouldn't know this and you probably wouldn't understand this. But they're not flexible. Like, they were some of my favorite toys, but Leonardo literally can't kick. He can bend at the knee, which is an improvement because they couldn't bend at the knee in the original toys. But he can't kick. Like, you know, how you have a ninja who can't kick? But it also means they can't sit. They bend at the knees, which is kind of good, but they can't kick. They can't raise that leg, so they can't sit. So all their vehicles, which was really good because they made some good vehicles that could carry a bunch of your figures. But since their characters couldn't sit, they had to work around that. So these two guys they can't bend at the knees. So it kind of hurts them a little bit as far as sitting in a vehicle. These guys, they've dropped so many Ninja Turtles styles. This is the one I picked because I consider these to be the most flexible. So they're the best for posing. As a collector, posing is really important to me. And I had them sitting in the back. And that's because they can sit. Like, to be really honest with you, they can sit. These Ninja Turtles, the Leonardo Donatello, they're from the SWAT van, which is exclusive from Toys R Us, which makes it even more impressive that I was able to get it. I bought that one. Didn't come with box, but all the accessories. It was really well taken care of, and it's beautiful. My only question is not if I'm going to review it, because I didn't see any reviews for the Ninja Turtle SWAT. It's just a repaint and then two vehicles merged, but it works. And the Hyper Tank, I'm going to do a review for both of them because it's really going to be the Hyper Tank's review is going to be the hover shell. I'm going to review it separately and then mostly as one element together. And oh my gosh, wow. I can't believe they did it. They created it like that. It's just it's an interesting way to create it. But I haven't decided which one I'm gonna do next, the SWAT van or the hypershell hover shell combo. But I am gonna do it. So if you want to leave a comment to say, hey, I want the hypershell first, or hey, I want this SWAT van that has a helicopter on it, just let me know. I haven't decided. I don't have a true preference, but I haven't decided. So back to the turtles. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep using these 4 turtles for the rest of the demonstration. But my first issue is very much how it's dealt with. Guys, pull off. All right. So I do like that they have a little computer, they have a joystick and a little board. There's nothing on the board, but there's some more computer style stuff here. And the seat does fold down. I kind of like that, but it's also part of the transformation thing, or combining element. It's really combining element. And unfortunately, cramming just 2 figures, and these are the figures that were built for the line. Like, nothing was built for this. Well, that's not true. The flashback turtles were built for this, but they were built on the same frame. A lot of these turtles are slight adjustments of others with a repaint, basically making you buy the same toy again and again because we added some new stuff to it. Heck, these turtles that go for the SWAT vehicle are really, if you look really good, they're not wearing SWAT gear. They're wearing kind of like a shinobi gear. Like, if you look at the helmet, you're like, wait a minute, that's a kind of a samurai gear, and it's in the samurai shinobi. Well, it's gone now, so you might as well lose yours too, Leo. Yeah. So, they barely fit in there as far as I'm concerned. In fact, I probably was having issues closing, but I'd also like to point out, I can't really make them grab the controls or pose them. And if I put the other turtles in there, I'm pretty sure I can not only get them to sit, but I can get them to look like they actually are engaging with the equipment. See, I can get Mikey in there. If I wanted to, I could pin his hand up on there, and that kind of means something. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you it turning into it's not gonna be base mode, but it's gonna be a semi-base mode. Let me show you what I mean. And yeah, I can do this without moving the camera. So bring the legs down. Ow, 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 ow. All right, legs, boom. All right, so that's kind of it in its semi-base mode. And I'm going to show you the accessories next. I'm going to show you the accessories separate. And you're going to start hearing me go into one of my bigger issues with it. But computer area, training area, also training area. There's a training dummy that goes there. And watchtower, like there's going to be a little weapon up there, and elevator. I'm not using that again for the record. And I'll show you those features. It's going to be kind of cool. Okay, so here's the accessories. Now, this is a lot of accessories as far as I'm concerned, and I'm going to go through them real quick, and then you're going to kind of hear some 2 cents. So you have your capture claw. It'll make more sense in the layout. This is your watchtower cannon. This is the instructions. So I do use the instructions, and it came with instructions, so I'm very grateful. I didn't have to sit there and figure out where everything went. Satellite dish 1, satellite dish 2, rolling canisters, and weapon holder, and these are a bunch of what can we call those? Staff bladed weapons. Yeah, this way I didn't call them their wrong ninja name. So all of that is part of the base layout. And this is one of my biggest gripes. When this is a child's toy, a child has to keep up with all of these accessories plus, let's see, 10 missiles, 10 spring-loaded missiles. And I'm gonna tell you, as a child, those things were missing. They're all behind the couch, in the couch, behind the fridge. Just everywhere they could go, they would go, and be a nightmare to keep up with them. In fact, when I display them in my dioramas, I take out all the missiles because I'm adjusting things and stuff fire off, and now I have to readjust everything. So I usually take out the missiles until I'm doing my final shoot, and then I'll put them back in. And there's a couple times where I forget to put those missiles back in. But all of these accessories you need to keep up with on your own. They do not fit into the hover mode, or they don't fit into the hover mode at all. And they don't fit into it folded out. Like, once you fold it out, you need to go get your accessories. And that's odd. Most bases, when you fold them out, they already are holding their equipment. And folding it out is just giving the figures access to it. So I really, really hate this. You saw how it looked. It was bare bones. Actually, I'm missing 2 items. Yes. So that's one of their main villains. It's a training dummy. So you hook him up to something and you start swatting at him. And this, it's a totally bad view of it, that is a zipline. I don't know why you have to have a zipline with every playset. I'm probably going to, I can't guarantee I'll set it up. They're irritating. But this is it. You need to literally have you have to maintain all these items. It's a lot, especially if it's aimed at children. But I'm going to set it up. I'm not going to show you me setting it up because it's a lot. But I'm going to show you it set up, and I'm going to have the figures in there. And that's really my biggest beef with this whole playset. The base mode is a lot. And I'm not a fan of the headquarters mode. The vehicle mode, it's okay. Headquarters mode, meh. Okay, so this is it in its full base layout. I will say I did not put up the zip line. It's there though, so look here. Boom, it would connect from here to there, and they would zip line. I'm not doing it. And that kind of goes into one of my major beefs with it. I already told you that you've seen it naked, that after you open it, you have to put in all these accessories. I'm gonna go through the accessories really quick since they're actually in position now. So you have Leonardo over here. This is a training dummy of one of their main villains. So he smacks him, and it has a little bit of wiggle to it to give you a simulation of you hitting it. So you got a training dummy. That's cool. Then we have Raphael. I will say I could easily fit 2 figures in there for them to practice martial arts. So that's good enough. And then you have Mikey. Probably can't really see Mikey, but this is Mikey. He's even waving to you. Mikey is up there behind the turret. And after the turret, you have this capture claw, which will open and extend. So that's cool. And over here is the computer area. You can't really see it, but they got some computer screens going on there to get you going. This is excessive. As a base, it's cool, but I really hate that you have to have all these accessories to put in. And this is one of my beefs with the accessories. All of these go on, that's my point. All of these go on pogs, like one here, one here, one here, one there. And these things, it's plastic on plastic, so it'll wear out. I didn't put it on really stiff, and I could probably push it on until it clips, but considering I have to turn it on and turn it off, and like I have to take it off and put it on and take it off and put it on, it's gonna wear out. This is for kids. I was like, that was a really bad choice, but that's my beef. As a base, okay, you covered most of your base things. You got a computer area, got 2 training areas. You know, they're turtles, they're ninjas, they should train a lot. And you have a catapult, so let's see. All right, so they fire, and for the record, that's pretty much the range you get with all the missiles. I'm not going to fire the other ones. I think it's a really good playability, though, for when it's in vehicle mode. I really just don't like how much outer accessories you have. I actually have another mobile base. I have 2. So the bad guys have one, and as much as I have a bag full of the bad guy stuff. Yeah, I do. And they have one attachable piece, a claw. And the claw is not, it doesn't fit inside of it when it's closed. But when you close it up, all the equipment fits in there. It only has one place for a passenger, but I'm working around that. And I also have the Blackbird playset. In vehicle mode, it fits 3 characters. Once it breaks into 3 parts, you have a Land Rover, the front part, the back part turns into a glider wing, and the middle part turns into a cerebral computer area. And it works. Again, closes all up. There's not even any accessories beyond what's there. It just works. This is excessive. This is a lot of equipment for someone to keep track of. Now, I'm definitely, I still love this toy. It's unique. It will always stand out in my toy collection. I like the way it looks on my shelf. It's a great collector's item. But I was not happy with this base layout. And when I show you it in actual hover shell mode, which is the combined of the two figures, you'll hear about how I feel about that also. So I want to really thank you for sticking with me through this review. I'm going to be honest, this part I had a negative feel, but for the overall, I would give it, I'd give it a C plus, a little better than average, but not a B. And that's just because the base form is kind of trash. I love the missiles. I love the design, considering that they very much worked with a lot of creative license. This is not exactly how it looks in the show. It has some slight alterations from what it is in the show. So they had a little creative license with that, and I appreciate it. I would have liked if it had the gold fenders, which is really weird. It actually has, let's do this so I don't knock down just everybody. But yeah, you'll be all right. There's easy. Okay, in the show, they have this fin, which is like a landing fin. If they had made that the yellow or the gold that was in the show, that would have been really nice. They didn't. But I really enjoyed it as a toy. Of course, I only got it in my adult years, and it looks great on my shelf. I want to end it with one of the action features. I showed you the missiles. The elevator's not worth really showing. But yeah, let me show you the rolling canisters. So remember the green canisters from the layout. They go in here, they side load, and then down there, I pull a lever. Raphael is actually really good standing. It's another reason I love these turtles. They have really wide feet, which was a new design they decided to go with. Instead of the traditional Ninja two-toe design, they decided to go with really large turtle feet, and I was like, okay, that's cool. It didn't like alter their cosmetic too much, but enough. I'd love to thank you for sticking with me through this review. If you want me to do the SWAT van, which is two of their old vehicles combined and repainted from the 2003 series, or if you want me to just go ahead and do the hover shell, which will be the companion piece for this video, let me know in the comments. I'd love to be here with you, show you this as a collector. I'm not unhappy with it. I'm unhappy with the base, but everything else, I like it. Let's see if this works. No, it doesn't. Raphael stands tall. But that was one of the cooler action features about it. And thank you for being here. Remember, always play with diligence.